Hello everyone, welcome to the first edition of NottsPharmCast. Around 7.6 million people across the UK listen to podcasts every week. Not only do they offer a fantastic source of information and entertainment, but they're also really easy to access and listen to wherever you are. Whether you're in the car driving to work, listening to the radio, in your pharmacy, or relaxing on a beach somewhere, podcasts are an ideal way of reaching out and engaging with a particular audience wherever they are, whatever they're doing. We know pharmacists and pharmacy teams are extremely busy. We know there are so many communications out there that it's really easy to miss key pieces of information or guidance. That's why the expert team here at Community Pharmacy Nottinghamshire has created NottsPharmCast. That's our very own podcast aimed at contractors like yourselves and your teams across the region. Over the next few months, we will be demystifying the important topics and developments within community pharmacy and bundling them into bite-sized podcasts of about 10 to 15 minutes. We want to support you by simplifying business communications that could impact your business and ensure that you are always up to date. From everything you need to understand about what CPCF stands for, through to your pharmacy with practical tips, insight and advice, NottsPharmCast is unmissable. So without further ado, I would just give you a quick introduction to our NottsPharmCast team. With us today, we have Nick Hunter, who is the Chief Officer of Community Pharmacy Nottinghamshire and also a pharmacist who many of you will know. We also have Mike Jones, our Services and Implementation Lead, also a pharmacist. And finally, Rob Seven, who is Chair of Community Pharmacy Nottinghamshire, LPC Support Manager at Company Chemists Association, and also a part-time pharmacist for Rowlands Pharmacy in Warsaw. So over to Nick, Mike and Rob, who are all going to tell you one of their sort of key pieces of insight that they've found over the last few weeks about the CPCF, Pharmacy First, and the NMS, New Medicine Service. So can I start with you, Mike, please?
Yes, of course. Thanks, Kirsten. Good afternoon, all. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody on this call for listening. We hope to bring you some really good, pithy information about certain topics. I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk about the NMS. First of all, we all know how important NMS is, or the New Medicine Service, to make sure that compliance and taking the medicines for our patients is improved. As you know, as part of the CPCF changes, the NMS structure has been simplified, and instead of one payment of £28 for an NMS completed, it's now in two separate payments, £14 for the initial conversation and £14 for the second conversation. So the two things that are really important about that. Between now and September, I would urge you, as you're doing those consultations, to make sure you amalgamate them into one. So in other words, count them as one and put those into NYS as one, because they won't be split until October. And secondly, it's about record keeping, the importance of keeping your records up to date so you know exactly where you stand after the first consultation, to make sure you then receive the right remuneration for the second consultation.
That's great, Mike. Thank you very much. Very insightful. Over to Rob, please.
Well, thanks, Kirsten. And on Mike's point, just one little bit I'd like to add. A top tip that I do in my pharmacy is I've got a little folder with 31 subfolders in, one for each day of the month. And when we do a NMS, when we initiate the patient, the follow-ups then put the number of days after. So each day of the month, I go once to the folder, take my forms out, do my calls, speak to my patients. And as Mike said, I've then got that great record keeping. I know exactly where I am at what time, and I can help plan my workload during the week. So that's one little thing I'd like to say about that. The other thing I was going to talk about was a little bit about the PQS, or Pharmacy Quality Scheme, and how important that is for contractors following the new contract announcement. Firstly, aspirational payments. Have you claimed for that yet? Because that's some money up front you can get into your business to help with your cash flow. But of course, once you've done that, the clock is ticking, and there's certain domains in PQS that you need to ensure that you complete. Now, to help you with that, I found, as I've been looking around, a couple of great resources. One is Community Pharmacy England's own website. We've got a page dedicated to PQS, and I think that's really important that contractors know where to go to know what to do and what to claim. But secondly, for myself as a practicing pharmacist, part-time, as Kirsten kindly mentioned, and also for any team members, the CPPE website is invaluable, because there is a web page on there telling me what learnings I need to do as a pharmacist to get to the aspirational payment criteria and complete PQS for the benefit of, you know, all that great quality stuff out there for patients. So if you're a owner and you employ pharmacists, it's important that you start signposting them to the CPPE website, and it will tell them exactly what they need to know. I've done it. I've done my training. I finished it last week, and I was a little bit of a gold star moment for me. I sort of gave myself a little tick in the box, and I thought, yes, done it. I've done it. But it was really insightful and really great training there as well.
That's fantastic, Rob. Gold star from all of us for that. And let's hope a few more contractors will get a gold star as well after listening to your insight there. Last but not least, our Chief Officer, Nick Hunter. Nick, what's the insight you'd like to share?
Thanks, Kirsten. Hi, everyone. Some good points there from Rob about PQS, and to just build on some of those comments, it's really important that contractors have got their head around the gateway criteria. If they miss those at all, then everything else they've done for PQS goes out of the window. So they'll not benefit from or any of the other hard work that they've put in. The two key points to this is the Pharmacy First service and the Pharmacy Contraception service. They must be signed up and ready to deliver those services by the 31st of August, and they must maintain that registration until the 31st of March throughout that period. If they deregister at any point for that, they will not be allowed to re-register for a period of 4 months. And that means they will completely miss the gateway criteria and therefore completely miss their PQS payments, no matter what else they've done and what other work they've done. The other point to note as well is that the training that Rob spoke about that is funded under PQS counts towards and supports the Pharmacy Contraception service. So there's quite a lot of linkages, not necessarily overlaps, but linkages in some of the work that you're doing, so that you can start to offset some of the costs of the additional training by claiming funding from PQS. Thank you, Kirsten.
And just a final reminder to everyone that over the next couple of weeks or few weeks, we will be holding drop-in clinics, as we have done before, for Pharmacy Quality Scheme and Pharmacy First. So look out for that detail either on LinkedIn, on the website, or in our newsletter.
Is it worth mentioning, Mike, that those clinics will be virtual, so you can drop in from your pharmacy for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, however long it takes you. So it's at your convenience, really, during the time they're going to be open. Don't feel you've got to be there for the whole hour or 2 hours.
Thanks, Rob.
Absolutely, Rob. And as you say, it is drop-in. There's no appointment necessary. We'll be there for the hour. So just drop in whenever it's convenient for yourselves.
Thank you, Nick, and thank you, everybody. I think there's some really insightful and interesting and helpful, hopefully, advice and guidance there from the team. We hope that you've enjoyed listening. We'd love to hear your feedback. Please let us know what you think. If there's any questions you'd like us to cover, any topics in the future, please let us know. We'll put some links at the end of this podcast and also to the website pages that I think Mike and Rob referred to. We'll put those links up for you shortly. Yeah, great to have everybody with us. I really hope you've enjoyed listening, and we will be back in the next couple of weeks or so. Okay, in the meantime, take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.